stuff. It makes me nervous.
I'm sorry, Todd.
What are you looking at? Maybe you think this is easy. Maybe you think it's my fault your fucking mother took off. Fucking whore walked out on me for a fucking accountant! Come back here. You stay there. Don't you dare fucking move. Alice! Daddy's very mad! It's all over now. Daddy isn't angry anymore. You know Daddy loves you. This is all your fault!
G'day everyone, Lucas here, and today I've got a video which is quite serious, and not necessarily because it's something that needs to be given credit, but it's something that we need to address because, as you saw at the start of this video, there's some quite hard-hitting themes in the game called Detroit Become Human. Now, I first saw this trailer. I just watched it on YouTube, and it pulled a few heartstrings because I've experienced a fair bit of domestic violence in my life. Not personally, fortunately I was brought up in a beautiful household, but this sort of domestic violence does definitely exist. It is out there, and I believe what Detroit Become Human is addressing here are quite real themes, and they are definitely going to affect some people in different ways. Now, I first saw this sort of section of the game played out in real time at Playfest last week before or so, when I saw the guys from Sony playing the game. And even then, even though I'd seen the trailer, even playing it firsthand, I've got to admit it did bring a tear to my eye to see such violence in the home and a young child. But I'm not here to condemn that kind of or those kind of scenes in a video game. I'm here to defend it because I've seen in the news it's going pretty rampant around the internet, where Detroit Become Human is being slammed for these themes of domestic violence and violence against children. Now, I'm 100% against that kind of behavior, but the fact of the matter is it's a real thing. And video games these days aren't just for children, and they aren't just for fun. They are there to tell a story, no different to any movies out there. I mean, this is just off the top of my head, but take for example, there's a movie called Schindler's List, and that is all about the Nazis and the genocide that took place with the killing of the Jews back in the day. And it shows very horrible scenes of how horrible human beings treated human beings back in the day. Now, this is seen as a very high regarded film, but it shows these horrible scenes. Now, I guess the point I'm trying to make here is that it is an art form. Now, it's not out there to disgust people or upset people, but I guess that's what the rating system is there for, to show people this will have these kind of themes in it and scenes of domestic violence. So it's out there. It's people will know what the game is about. That's what these trailers do. They educate people on what they will be seeing. If you like it, then you go and you grab it and you get into it. If you dislike it, then you avoid it like the plague. But the thing is, what people aren't understanding, and these news outlets that are commenting and saying that this is an outrage, and these groups that are against violence against children and all that sort of stuff, they don't know enough about what they're talking about to be credible. Okay, the game Detroit Become Human is not about domestic violence, and it's not about violence against children. This is one scene that introduces a playable character, which is Kara, who is a droid. She's not human. So the thing is, this introduces her character and why she is the way she is. She doesn't follow the rules. The game puts you in control of Kara and gives you the choice. And it's very compelling to make the choice to save the young girl, to do everything that you have within your power to save that young girl, Alice. There are so many different outcomes. There are possible outcomes. Now, the two outcomes that I saw at Playfest that were played out in real time in front of me, neither of those involved the death of a child. They didn't involve any injury to the child whatsoever. Yes, there are outcomes that do result in the worst possible outcome and the death of the child, and that is kind of depicted in the trailer. But the thing is, the options are there. The game does not promote you to go and harm the child. The game is promoting, and in a very well done way, they're promoting you to stop this kind of behavior because that is what is right. Now, I understand a lot of games get a lot of flack over movies because of the interactive nature of actually playing a game. It's you undertaking these actions. But what needs to be said about Detroit Become Human is that your actions are not out there to harm. Your actions are there to be a protector. That is what your role in that scene is. And that's only a small snippet of what Detroit Become Human is about. What I would urge anybody that is against this game, watch the trailer in its entirety and do some research on what Detroit Become Human is all about. It's not all about this, and it's about making decisions to have the best possible outcome. If you make poor decisions and have a poor outcome, you can come back in the game and try again and have one of who knows how many different outcomes. You can have many different good outcomes by doing different things, and there are also some bad outcomes by not doing the right things that you should do. I don't think Detroit Become Human should be banned. I also don't think it should be censored. I definitely do not think that this scene should be removed from the game. It's not a focal point of the entire game. It won't break it if it's not in there. But I think we're setting a dangerous precedent here if it does get changed, in saying that this art, this media, this form, this video game media is not real. It's not something that we should be able to express realistic things in. Should video games be just there for simple, fun, happy, silly times? No! The average gamer is in their 30s. That's me. And these are the kind of hard-hitting things I want. Yes, it's very hard-hitting for me. I did shed a tear watching the gameplay unfold, but it's that kind of hard-hitting themes that I want from a video game, because I think it can bring a lot with it. But anyway, those are my opinions. They're pretty strong. I do want Detroit Become Human to stay intact as it is. It is a brilliant game. It looks like it's going to be an absolute masterpiece. Quantic Dream have done amazing work with this game. Since 2012, this thing's been slowly put together, and I think it's going to be amazing. I think to change things now, just because there's a couple of bleeding hearts out there that think these themes shouldn't be shown in a video game, I think they don't know what they're talking about. There's much worse out there in movies, and I don't condemn the film industry for it. I commend them. But there's a rating system. If you don't think this sort of stuff is for you, then you need to avoid it. The industry doesn't need to avoid you. I'm pretty passionate about this, as you might be able to tell. I want to know your opinions. Do you think it should be changed, or are you backing Sony? Are you backing Detroit Become Human? Are you backing Quantic Dream? And are you backing my opinion as well? I want to know, what is your thoughts? Comments down below. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, and you'll get more of this stuff. I hope to be discussing this in the future again at length with my partner Snoogs. Business partner Snoogs, not partner. We'll discuss this at length in the future, and we'll definitely be covering this on one of our next podcasts before we finish up for the year. Thank you very much, everyone, for checking out this video. Once again, I am Lucas, and until next time, I'll see ya.